A funny example I've just found is if I have a bad day at work and I feel insecure, I will need maps to get to my nan's house. A week later I was feeling confident. I literally was eating a pizza as I was driving and I could get there without maps. Both times I knew the way. Nothing had changed except how I thought, and that determined the state I was in. This mindset shift is all about your words, your perceptions, and how it affects the states you're in. What you say has a massive impact on how you feel and your perceptions. Your thoughts become your words become your actions, your habits, your personality, your personal reality. When people are speaking bad about others, you know they're in a lower state, they're not feeling good about themselves. I'm a rock climber and I see it very often. People say they can't do something before they've even tried. So they say they can't do it and then they'll have a go and they don't do it, as if like any other outcome could have happened. Like, if you say you're not going to be able to do it, that's a belief that you have, that's part of your self-image, and of course you won't be able to do it. I found if I was about to do like a big jumpy move, if I already decided that I was going to do it, I would do it. If I decided before I'd tried that I couldn't do it, I wouldn't do it. I've then since heard this from in manifestation, law of attraction. Jim Carrey said, you get what you expect. When you fully believe it, you get it. If you 10% believe you're going to have 1 million, you have not a lot. Once you 100% believe it, it won't be long until you get it, right? Our words have a lot of power. This is me telling you to start thinking about how you speak to yourself. If you put yourself down or you're negative or you have negative self-talk, of course you're going to feel worse. If you think you're less than others, your body will show that you are less than others. You'll become timid and you won't pose a threat to people. You won't take up the space you deserve to take up. The same way, if you act confident and you sit up, you'll start feeling more confident and thinking more confidently. It goes both ways, the mind and body. If you're in a lower state or in a survival state, you're not going to be able to access all of the resources you have available. So both times, I knew the drive, I knew the way, but I was in a lower state and I was afraid maybe something would go wrong, or like, oh, today, I can't, I'm not good enough, and I couldn't access the route, I didn't know it. So when you say you can't do things, chances are you will not be able to do them. If you're in a survival state because you aren't eating properly or you don't have enough sleep, you won't be able to access the resources to thrive, to have like creative solutions, or to stand up for yourself and assert boundaries. You see? It goes both ways. Be impeccable with your word. I want you to stop saying, I can't do this. I can't, without at least first trying your best. Because I think you'll be surprised what you can do. A really powerful shift. I was being assessed on our junior climbing clubs. So I was in charge of some 8 to 12-year-olds and we went climbing, and this is when I was like just beginning at my job, so I had to be assessed to make sure I was of standard. And after the session, I said, I should have done that, or I should have. My assessor just stopped me and said, you could have. It was such a powerful, empowering change, because instead of like should is like, oh, I didn't do enough, I wasn't good enough, I should, I'm low, I'm bad. Could is like, this is an opportunity, this is something I could do better. Another one, were you people that say try? I'm just calling you out. Try is like a really weak word. It gives you the freedom to fail. If you say I will, you see how much more confident that is? How much more confident I appear if I say I will? Your words form your beliefs. People use mantras. What's the other word for it? People use like, I am whole, I am strong. People use repetition, and they use words to convey a feeling and an idea or a belief or a symbol to themselves. When you say, I am not smart, I am, if you start labelling yourself, undoubtedly you will live up to those beliefs that you've made for yourself. You won't be able to access all of your resources. You might actually be good at maths, but if you've grown up saying, I'm not good at maths, I can't do maths, you'll believe it and you won't be able to access those resources. So try not to label yourself. Another example, I heard someone say once, like, I have a depressive brain. And I was just thinking, like, why would you want to acknowledge that? Why would you want to give your power to that? Because now I understand the human brain is biased for negativity. Our brains haven't changed much over the last 10,000 years, so we're still geared for just surviving. We much more readily find threats and see the negatives, see threats, because that keeps us alive, that keeps us surviving, but it doesn't help us thrive. So instead of acknowledging and playing into this, like, I am negative, my bias is negative, why don't you say, I am happy, I find the positives in things, and your brain will start working in that direction. You start believing those things and they'll become true for you. We're not always that aware of our self-talk. Some people have a constant internal dialogue. It's not everyone, however. I am one of the people that think with like images and feelings and symbols and stuff like that. So my self-talk hasn't always been like clear to me. I haven't always known. So for me, what's been really helpful is journaling. And if you don't have self-awareness, which you probably naturally won't, meditation and journaling are really good for your self-awareness. Once you start writing these things down, you'll find themes and you'll start to understand yourself better. You start to actually pick up on the things that you believe and say about yourself typically. I've just become aware that I generally feel less valuable than others. I pretty readily assume that other people are better than me, or this person thinks they're better than me or whatever, and I'll get all down. So now I know I can change it. I can not give my power to those beliefs anymore. I can make new beliefs. Yeah? So again, meditation, journaling, and watch what you say. How often do you say I can't or I'm not? And how often do you say I will, I am good enough, etc.? Yeah? Our words have a lot of power. If you change the way you perceive things, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You can have the exact same reality, but if you change your perceptions and no longer play into your destructive beliefs and actually start thinking you are enough and saying I am capable, you'll start to see opportunities, you'll start to see your strengths instead of your weaknesses and your shortcomings. So your life can be the same, but you'll feel much better. Yeah? You got this.